eastern sky brightened faintly, and with it, the state of the sky became clear. Clouds are over there. Oh? On a dimly lit sky still before the dawn, a line of clouds appeared. What could be called morning glory was thin and delicate. It looked like it could disappear any moment. Hurry up! Everyone quickly got into position. Mane-senpai and I got into our seats in the cockpit. Here we go! It's time, guys! The morning glory is here! Yes, I'll use full rudder from the start. I firmly stepped on the rudder pedal even though we weren't moving yet. When the crosswind hits the glider during takeoff, its nose will turn into the wind. This is called the weather vane effect. By steering in the opposite direction using the rudder, we'll be able to negate the effect. However, because the rudder has almost no effect until we pick up speed, we need to use a full rudder before launch and gradually release it as we accelerate. This is the first time we've taken off with such strong crosswind. This will be like performing without a rehearsal. We have no choice.
Runway is clear.
Agaha let us know that there are no obstacles on the runway. Then she moved around to the side of the glider and lifted up the left wing, a little higher than usual. The wind is blowing us from the front right side direction. If the wings were level during takeoff, the wind from the side would slip under the right wing and messing up the balance. Hence, we need to launch with the right wing a little lower to stop the crosswind from going under it. To maintain the bank angle where Agaha is tilting it, I move the control stick to the right to manipulate the ailerons. Takeoff preparations complete. Here we go, Senpai. Senpai replied nervously. I put my thumbs up, sending the signal to Agaha outside. Launch time, bitch. Let's go. Clang. The moment Agaha gave the signal, the winch started up without delay. The glider steadily accelerated. I pulled back the control stick. The glider flew into the air. Agaha, who was holding up the wing and running with us, was left behind. That animation, though. Oh. The glider shook like crazy when it was hit by a crosswind. We're fine. I leveled it out. As we accelerated, the aileron started working, and we were able to keep the fuselage banked against the crosswind. Using the rudder, I turned the nose towards the direction of the incoming wind. Without the crosswind, the glider steadily raised into the sky. Aw, yeah. Our airspeed is really fast. Our rate of climb is much higher than usual. Even if it looks like we're flying with the same speed, when the headwind is strong, the relative speed of the wind hitting the glider is different. This is the airspeed. When the airspeed is high, the lift increases, rising the glider up. Today, the wind was strong. The force of the winch pulling us was competing with the force of the main wings lifting us up, so the fuselage was shaking. Releasing! Just before passing above Katori, who was operating the winch, I released the towing rope. Whoosh! Freed from the force that was holding us down, the glider was suddenly thrown up into the air. Oh yeah. I immediately turned around to check if the towing rope had been detached. Kick ass. Okay. Check the altitude of the altimeter. We were currently around 300 meters above the ground. I looked up to the sky above. We're going up, baby. Outside the dome-shaped canopy, all I could see was the sky. The sky changing from night to morning. Indigo, orange, pale yellow, purple, complex image painted by the rising sun was spread as far as the eye could see. And there, in the middle, one long straight line of clouds stretched out. Oh shit. Amazing. Completely absorbed by it, I fixed my eyes on this spectacle for a moment. Oh god, the little girls are out there this early in the morning? Uh-huh. It was a shitty painter. You're so easily pleased.
あれ、もしかして。あ、この前ここで見たグライダー。
Hell yeah.
何してるのかしら。こんな朝早くから。
What are you doing so early in the morning is the better question.
飛んでるじゃないかな。それは見ればわかるわ。
Duh.
じゃああそこ行こうとしてるんじゃないかな。あそこ？
Above the clouds, baby.
ほら、あの雲のところ。
Hell yeah, we are.
すごく綺麗。うん、不思議ね。どうしてあんなものができるのかしら。ほんと奇跡みたい。でもあの写真のとはちょっと違うない？これからもっと大きくなるのかしら。さあ、葵くんたちは今どこ？ちょっと待って、双眼鏡で見てみる。あ、いた。どこ？ほら、湖の上、今キラッて光った。
Holding the control stick tightly, I somehow managed to maintain our altitude. The airflow is pretty damn rough. It's taking everything I got just to keep her at our altitude. On days when the airflow was calm, I only had to hold the control stick lightly. However, in stormy skies like this, the glider was constantly shaking, and I didn't know when it could be hit with a sudden gust. I had to concentrate solely on the wind that was hitting the fuselage.
大丈夫か、葵くん。
I'm fine. More importantly, Senpai, could you search for some spots where thermals are likely to appear?
分かった。
Senpai looked outside the canopy to search for places where thermals may occur. Clouds are used as markers to find thermals. They are formed when updrafts containing moisture are cooled high in the sky. Therefore, the thermals are usually below them. I flew based on guesswork while keeping an eye on the variometer. The variometer is one of the meters in the glider. It tells us about the rising and descending rate based on the changes in atmospheric pressure. A sudden reaction of the variometer can mean that we've entered a thermal without realizing it. No reaction, huh? The reaction from the variometer was slow. The glider was gradually descending. No! Get it! Senpai shouted from the front seat. Where?
4時の方角。
4 o'clock, bitch! Roger. I stepped on the rudder pedal as I pulled the control stick to the right, and the glider turned. The rudder feels heavy! When the ailerons in the rudder take strong winds, steering then becomes heavier. But in such conditions, their effect becomes stronger as well. Whoa! Is that it? A small cloud Senpai had found entered my field of vision. It was a thin, long cloud. Please work. With that wish, I flew under the cloud. We went forward for a while, but we didn't fly into anything resembling a thermal. After all, we can't see them, so we don't really know if they are or not. Where is it? I turned once to face towards a different area, and then... Whoa! Whoosh, bitch! Whoa! Suddenly, the left wing lifted up, tilting the aircraft. Yes, I know! This wasn't the feeling of being shaken suddenly by... This wasn't the feeling of being shaken by a crosswind. A rising thermal grazed the wings. I immediately turned the rudder to the left. The variometer reacted. The glider was rising. We've entered the thermal! When we confirmed that, I continued turning the glider. Thermals are like a pillar stretching from the ground up through the atmosphere. In most cases, the strongest lift is in the central part, known as the core. Normally, it gets gradually weaker the farther away from the center you go. If you want to climb higher, you have to get as close to the core of the thermals as possible. We turned the glider while searching for the core. The variometer told us that our rate of climb is increasing. We're gradually getting closer to the core. Hell yeah, said Senpai as she looked at the meter. I tried to keep the glider encircling in the same area as much as possible to keep rising in the core of the thermal. Uh-oh. Alright, we're climbing. Through the seat, I felt that the glider was ascending. It's jokingly called the ass meter, but feeling all sorts of G-forces transmitted through the seat is an important sensation when piloting a glider. That's because things that inform you of the glider's reactions the quickest aren't the meters, but your body and the seat that is directly connected with it. Not wanting to lose the response I was getting, I paid close attention while operating the controls. Just kept checking my ass meter.
うまくサーマルに乗れたみたいね。
Hell yeah.
葵くん、葵くんは今手が離せない。あまねちゃん、うまくいってるみたいね。ああ、現在サーマルに乗って上昇中。高度500メートルに到
Alright,
達。
it's good, it's good.
おっしゃー。気流が荒れてるみたいですけど、上空はどうですか？かなり荒れているが、でも大丈夫だ。葵くんが頑張ってくれてる。
I did my best.
なんとか順調みたいね。そのまま雲の上まで行っちゃって。そうしたいのは山々だが。どうかしたんですか？もう少し上昇したらこのサーマルから離れる。え、どうして？リフトが弱くて上昇速度が遅い。これじゃ
Gotta find a better
間
thermal.
に合わない。
Quick, better thermal. We won't be able to rise any higher here. The G-forces that felt so strong at first were gradually getting weaker. Even if we'd risen to a certain extent, now we were only maintaining the current altitude. If we stay here like this, the thermal might grow and we might get a stronger lift. Well, if we consider the time, it's very unlikely that this will happen. Thermals are created because the sunlight warms up the Earth quicker than the air. Next, heat of the ground warms up the air above it, creating the updraft. Since last evening was so cool, when the morning sun hits the Earth, stronger and stronger thermals will start rising. But we didn't have time for that shit. If we wait a little longer after the sun comes up, the morning glory will disappear. We're leaving this thermal.
分かった。
Gotta find another one. As we gaze at the morning glory, still so far away in the sky, we flew out of the thermal.
だいぶ流されているな。
A little bit. Thermals are often thought to extend up through the air like a vertical pillar, but in reality they don't stretch straight up. Just like the smoke is blown by the wind, thermals also twist when hit by the wind from the side. While we were climbing in the thermal that was blown to the side by the wind, we've moved quite far away from the morning glory. Morning glory doesn't stay in one place either. While the roll shape is rotating, it is moving across the lake. If we get too far away, catching up to it with the glider will be difficult because the glider can only increase its speed by decreasing altitude. Increasing speed. I pushed the control stick forward, pointing the nose downward. When sliding down on the air, the glider was accelerating. When the nose is pointed downwards, the ground always becomes into view. Amane-senpai, who was scared of heights, stifled her screams. Senpai will be fine. This glider will not fall. I will make sure of that. Damn right, bitch. It's falling.
落ちてる。嘘、そんなことないよ。ちゃんと飛んでる。でもまた高度が下がってるわ。サーマルを出たのね。この状況なら賢明な判断かも。
Uh-huh.
サーマル？ねえ、サーマルって何？
Why does little girl B know so much about this whole situation?
なんでもないわ。
Nothing.
でもこのままじゃ落ちる一方よ。次のサーマルを早く見つけないと。
Yeah, we gotta find that thermal, baby. We've caught up with it.
けど高度もだいぶロスしたぞ。
To regain the lost altitude, we search for the next thermal. In theory, they occur more easily above areas where you can see a lot of soil or wide areas covered in asphalt, such as the parking lots.
あそこはどうだ？
Over there! Quick! Senpai pointed toward the runway from which we had taken off. It was a wide area of soil lit by the sunlight. It certainly met the conditions that made thermals likely occur. Alright.
あれ？なんか戻ってきたよ。まさかトラブル？葵くん、どうしたの？何があったの？
Don't panic, we're just searching for thermals.
トラブルじゃないのね。
Nope.
けどこの時間帯じゃサーマルを見つけるのも大変よね。ちょうどいい場所にこれから発達しそうな雲でもあればいいんだけど、他に何か目印はないの？あとは実際に飛んでみるしか。
The only thing you can really do is try and spot him and try it, I guess.
もう少しなのに。
So close!
双眼鏡貸して。何かないか探してみる。
I keep thinking that purple flag thing is like part of like a thing that's in her hair or something. Katori's hair. But anyway, we certainly did get some lift above the runway. But it was weak. It wasn't enough to raise the heavy two-seater glider. It must be because the ground hasn't warmed up enough to create strong thermals. Damn it, aren't there any around here? In the meantime, the glider was gradually descending. Whoa! Then the wind came. Perhaps due to the influence of the morning glory, the airflow was disturbed. The glider shook when it was hit by the strong wind, and the lift was temporarily reduced, causing the further loss of altitude. I started getting impatient. Should we have stayed over there after all?
でもそれだと
The cloud from before was moving even further away from the direction we wanted to head in. Even if we managed to reach the altitude we needed, we would have been too late. How much time had passed since we took off? We hadn't noticed that the sky got brighter and changed from sunrise to clear light blue. To clear light blue. Uh-oh.
届かないんだ。
Don't be discouraged, Senpai! No! Amane Senpai mumbled to herself while gazing at this passage of clouds stretching across the firmament. No, that's not true! It's right in front of us! We'll do something about it! Katori and Agaha were also looking for clouds from the ground. We haven't reached the time limit yet. Gotta get it! Got to get it!
やっぱりだいぶ高度を下げてる。サーマルを見つけられないのね。どうしよう。
This is becoming quite the play-by-play commentary by these twinsies over here. Alright, anyway. You can do!
頑張っても上昇気流が吹かないんじゃどうしようもないわね。
Such a naysayer, this rose-haired one.
トンビが飛んでる。
All the birds!
グライダーも鳥さんみたいに羽をバサバサやって飛べればいいのにね。だからエンジンを乗せればいいのに。
That's why they need an engine, Dur? Huh?
あ、どうしたのヨルちゃん。こっちへ来るみたい。
They're coming right for us!
あ、本当だ、こっちに来る。頑張れ、頑張れ。
They can't hear you!
変ね。こっちの空にもそれらしい雲なんてないのに。超頑張って。
We want to see you win! You were right, Katori.
間違いない。双眼鏡じゃ小さくしか見えなかったけど。
In response to Katori's transmission, we headed across the lake towards the Windmill Hill. There should be some thermals over there. But there aren't any clouds that could indicate thermals.
サーマルがあるからといって必ずしも雲が作られるわけ。
True that.
それに多分丘が斜面になっているせいだと思う。
Okay, slope helps. So thermals are more likely to occur above slopes?
が太陽光は地表に対して斜めに降り注いでいるだろう。けど斜面になっていれば
I
その
see you.
光
I
を
feel
正
you.
面から
I
受けら
feel
れる
you.
その分エネルギーが集中して温まりやすいんだ。
The slope of the hill that we were heading towards was shining the light of the morning sun. How is it, Katori?
いたいた、見つけた。さっきよりかなり高くまで上がってる。間違いない。トンビよ。
Ah, the blackbird. Follow it. We couldn't confirm that from where we were right now, but it seems that a blackbird was flying above the hill. Blackbird are birds that glide to high altitudes using updrafts. In other words, there was a thermal over there. However, that doesn't necessarily mean there will be enough lift to raise a heavy two-seater glider, but there was nothing else left for us to try. I couldn't think of anything other than aiming it for that point. Eventually, the glider crossed the lake and approached the sky above the Windmill Hill. Thud! Uh-oh. What? Suddenly, we were shaken sideways. The variometer told us that the glider had dropped sharply. We've been caught in a downdraft? I panicked, but the next moment... Whoa! We felt an impact. Holy shit! We're going up!
上がってる。
Hell yeah. Suddenly, I felt like we were being pushed from below. The glider started steadily rising. With a small delay, the variometer informed us that we were climbing. We got on a thermal, baby. It's pretty strong. We can do this, Senpai.
ほら見てアゲハ。
Hell yeah.
ほんとだ。すごい。
Are we above the clouds yet?
あんな高さまで。ね、あったでしょ。
Nailed it. Yeah, fine play, Katori.
褒められちゃった。
I was praised. Aren't you special?
上まで上がれそうなの？
You've got pretty strong lift. I think we can make it.
あまね先輩のこと頼んだわよ。
Leave it to me.
よーし、行ってこい。
You must
あの雲
do!
の向こうまで。
Yeah, on the wings that you guys have made. Aw, yeah.
すごい。
Ha!
風に乗ってるだけなのに
Magic, girls, magic.
理屈なら説明できるけど
Do you really want to hear it? It's sciencey and boring.
うんうん
Yeah, see?
聞いても
I
わ
don't
から
give
な
a
い
shit
し
about your sciencey boring shit. It's just cool to look at.
あんなの理屈で説明できるわけないと思う
Yeah, fuck your theories.
理屈がないとあんな大きなもの飛び
It's true
ない
though.
よ
It's very true.
すごいよすごい
Before we knew it, powerful thermals above the windmill hill had carried us high up into the sky. We were gradually approaching the morning glory. We're getting closer, Senpai! Clouds that from below looked thin and scattered turned out to be actually pretty big when we got closer to them. I wonder how wide they are. They're big enough to completely cover the glider at least. They stretch far enough to cross the lake diagonally.
少し遠いな
Don't worry, if we can climb above the clouds like that, it should be easy to reach it. The thermal that we got on now was pretty powerful. As Amane Senpai had just explained, the slope of the hill is struck by direct sunlight, so it heats up faster than other areas. In other words, that means that the difference in temperature between it and its surroundings gets bigger. Without the difference in temperatures, thermals won't occur. If said difference is big, thermals will be strong. The updraft that Katori had found for us seemed strong enough to carry us far up into the sky. While this was happening, the sun was rising and the air temperature was increasing. Morning glory lasts for about 2 hours from dawn at best. Come on, come on! I was impatient. However, if we overdo it and lose balance, we might lose altitude. While checking the rate of climb on the vertical speed indicator, I turned the glider, aiming for the most effective place, the core of the thermal. Oh yeah. Eventually, the glider that Amane Senpai and I were flying reached the altitude of our target, the Morning Glory. We ascended further and finally reached a position from where we could view it from above. Can't wait. Game actually has animation. Look, Senpai!
見てる
I knew she would be looking, of course. I just said it unconsciously. It's because I was so moved. Is there anyone who would have been moved after seeing such a spectacle, or who wouldn't have been moved after seeing such a spectacle? With the bluish-purple sky in the background, patches of clouds shone, bathed in the pale pink sunlight. You can't express it with words like beautiful at all. Divine, that's the word that came to my mind. Gripping the control stick with my trembling hands, I steered the glider into the center of the thermal to gain enough altitude to fly above those clouds. Oh! I glanced at the front seat and looked at Senpai's face. Her clear, childlike eyes were opened wide as she gazed at the passage of clouds stretching across the firmament. Oh, damn. This is the view that Asuka wanted to show me. Oh, sorry.
私は連れて行こうとしていた場所
Senpai, can you get the camera?
あ
Oh, shit.
そうだった
Forgot the camera! Before we took off, Aga had given her a digital camera. She asked us to take a picture if we managed to fly above the morning glory. We could see those clouds very well from here, so this was the perfect viewpoint. Take that shit!
撮ったぞ
Oh, damn. Dip, dip, damn. I've taken it. Well then, let's go to that place.
あ
Senpai nodded as if preparing herself. We're going in. We didn't come here just to look at those clouds. We came to cross them over. Bitch. Once we had gained enough altitude, I tilted the control stick and turned the glider. Finally, we're going there. The airflow here was calm, and we could fly without being shaken by crosswinds. This high in the sky, there were hardly any clouds. The clear light blue hue spread out in all directions. While paying attention to our rate of descent, we advanced through the transparent bright space. We were approaching the passage of clouds. A rolling airflow surrounds those clouds. If we could get on it, we could fly along the passage of clouds as far as we wanted. We finally arrived. At last, the morning glory was almost within our grasp. The moment I thought that... Oh no! No! All of a sudden, it happened. Our view swung around, and the divine path of clouds that should have been right in front of us went far off in an instant. Suddenly, we had lost lift. In the blink of an eye, we realized that the glider was nosediving. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! I quickly pulled at the control stick, but there was no response. The field of view span around. The field of view span. Oh, I was like spun around, and we couldn't tell if we were facing up or down. What is this? What's going on? A stall? However, there was no signs of it. It was just like the air had disappeared, and we suddenly lost all lift. We were falling.
どうしたの？なんかあった？落ちてる？嘘！ちょっと双眼鏡貸して。やばい。どうしちゃったの？葵くん、葵くん、応答して。葵くん。
What happened?
葵くん、葵くん、応答して。葵くん。
I'm busy right now. Beyond the canopy, the surface of the lake was rapidly approaching. We were falling with the nose pointing straight down.
葵くん。
I'll level it out. In the heat of the moment, I didn't know which controls should I use. Anyway, I tried to lift the nose up and stabilize the wings. Ah! Clang. A shock ran through the fuselage. It felt like we might get crushed. We, the pilots, also felt the vibrations passing through our whole bodies. For a moment, I thought we had crashed. Whew.
助かった。
Well then, I think we're all right. Looks like it. The nose and the wings leveled out, the glider had regained lift and was flying. We were 200 meters from the surface of the lake. In a moment, we had fallen almost 800 meters. If the recovery took just a few more seconds, my whole body trembled with fear and relief. Are you all right, Senpai?
なんとか。
Her shoulders were trembling, but she managed to reply. What the hell happened just now? There were no signs of a stall that could occur when the airflow gets separated from the main wings. It is said that it often happens without warning, but for it to occur in a place with such stable airflow?
強い下降気流に巻き込まれたのかもしれない。
Guess so. You mean just now? If that was the case, it was pretty damn strong. Do things like this really happen?
夏の間、湖や大きな河川の中央付近では、時折ダウンバーストが発生することもあるらしい。
Okay. Downbursts are powerful downdrafts. If a huge mass of air falls to Earth in a downburst, it can have enough force to cause severe damage. Getting swallowed by something like that is pretty hopeless. Damn it. We were in the vicinity of the center of the lake, just like Senpai said. We were so preoccupied with the morning glory that we had lost sight of our own position. Because of the lake, the air cools down, so it's possible that a strong downward draft would appear. The glider is flying using the force of the air. If that air itself falls down, it can do nothing but drop along with it. That might be the reason why we had lost the lift and felt so suddenly without warning. Well then. We heard Katori's tearful voice over the radio. We good. We good. We're alright. We managed to level it out somehow.
一体何があったの？
I don't know. Senpai said that we might have got caught in a strong downdraft. We almost fell into the lake head first.
こら、小鳥の心臓が止まっちゃうから。
Sorry, but we're all right now. It's all good. It's all good, man.
今の何が起こったの？さあ、わからない。
Yeah, see, little girl B seems to know a lot. What do you got? Are you a little prodigy? And the other one's not? Is that what's happening here?
でも、
Yes.
なんとか落ちる前に立て直したようね。
That's good.
危なかったわ。もう少し遅れたら死んで
Yes,
た
they
か
could have.
やっぱり人が空を
You think so? A little dangerous?
そうね。翼を持たない人間が空に憧れるのは勇気がいるし危険なこと。姉さん？
Or the morning glory. I quickly looked above. The place we were at a moment ago was already quite far away. Thinking that we were in such a high place makes me dizzy. Let's climb one more time.
無理だ葵くん、もう間に合わない。
We won't know unless we try. As I shouted, I looked up at the sky. Before I noticed it, the sunrise colors had disappeared and the whole sky was now dyed clear blue. And there it goes. The passage of clouds was nothing like it was at the beginning. Now it was exposed to the sunlight. Exposed? I think it's supposed to be exposed. Now that it's exposed to the sunlight, it was becoming weaker and gradually disappearing. I turned the glider towards Windmill Hill. If we caught that powerful thermal from before, we might still be able to make it. I will take Senpai to that place! I mean, we got there, man.
いいんだ、もう。
But
あそこへ行くことはできなかったけど、いつかが見せたかった景色を。
yeah, it's like you got as fucking close as you could possibly get without actually doing exactly what you wanted.
それで十分だよ。
Senpai? Amane Senpai looked through the canopy at the clouds above.
これでさよならだ。
Senpai's whisper, along with the passage of clouds, faded away into the sky. The last day of the summer holiday. Oh wow, we're in the next day already? Man, I was gonna stop. Maybe I should go for a little longer. Yeah, I'll go for a little longer. Senpai?
いや、葵くん、どうしたんだ、こんな朝早くから。
That's my line. You weren't in the dormitory, so I thought you might be here. I woke up early, but I didn't see Senpai anywhere. All her things in her room were carefully tidied up.
みんなが来る前に片付けておこうと思ってね。
Okay.
これからすぐ父のラボへ移るんだ。
Huh? Today is the last day of the summer holiday. In other words, the day when Amane Senpai leaves the school. But we still have one day.
うん。でももうすることがないだろ。
What do you mean, nothing? Everyone was planning to get up before dawn again and go to the runway. We didn't think that that a miraculous phenomenon would occur 2 days in a row. Even so, we wanted to believe that there was still a slight chance. However, I knew that we wouldn't be able to do it again so soon. At that time, when we were caught in the downdraft and then forcibly pulled up, the glider sustained strong G-forces and part of the fuselage were damaged. It's possible to repair, but flying is out of the question for at least today. Senpai's objective was to fly to the morning glory. Now that that's out of reach, there was nothing left. You haven't seen any of the others, have you? Why?
今年の夏休みは楽しかったからな。
I know, right?
ここを離れるのがすまないが、君から何か言っておいてくれないか。
I guess.
私はどうも言葉にするのが苦手な
Emma,
ん
quit
だ。
pausing. I can't keep skipping your dialogue. Senpai looked really troubled when she said that. Then she started packing all the arranged things into a large travel bag. She's been living here for a long time, so she has a lot of personal items. I'll help you carry it.
いや、いい。どうせいらないものばかりだ。持てない分は置いていくよ。
Fair enough. Senpai said while gazing at her still cluttered desk. As she was looking it over, her gaze stopped at the photo frame. Are you leaving this behind too? She smiled as if she was saying that even if she took it, nothing would change. When I saw her brightly lonely smile, or slightly lonely smile, all my bottled up regret came to a boil. I'm gonna continue it. I'll improve and definitely fly to the morning glory in the glider that you and the others have made. Senpai nodded, and after thinking for a moment, put her bag down and stood in front of me. She took my hand and held it gently. In the garage, which didn't have air conditioning, it was as hot as a sauna. My hands were covered in sweat, but hers were as soft and smooth as freshly washed sheets. Then Senpai, with her childlike but slightly more grown-up than yesterday eyes, looked straight at me.
ありがとう、葵くん。君たちのおかげで最後にあの場所へ行くことができた。見上げることしかできなかった。空に。
When Senpai was saying that, she had a small yet satisfied smile. How about Isuka-san's feelings? I wanted to ask her if she understood the reason why Isuka-san had become so engrossed with gliders.
正直、よくわからないままだ。
Alright.
だから、ありがとうだ。
Senpai closed her eyes and hugged me gently. To tell the truth, I thought I was gonna cry.
ここにあるものは好きに使ってくれ。滑走路にあるウインチもソアリング部の備品だ。
What about these designs? Designs had been left on the drawing board.
一応昨晩完成させたんだが。
That's gonna be our next objective, dude. We're gonna build a whole new glider. Don't you know?
すまないが、いらないなら捨てておいてくれ。
Hell nah. Those are freaking works of art for us, man. I couldn't.
さてと、そろそろ行かないとバスの時間に間に合わない。
Senpai put her bag on her shoulder. She staggered slightly under its weight. I'll walk you to the bus stop.
あ、頼む。
With a smile that was crisp and sunny as the summer sky, Senpai has left the garage behind. The garage where she secluded herself for so many years.
最高に楽しい夏休みだったな。
Damn. That is really sad, I'm not gonna lie. The next day. The first day of a new school term. What are we gonna do now that we don't have enough members? We can't ask Anchan to help every time we want to do a flight, so what should we do about transporting the glider? What should I do to get a pilot's license? Although we were disheartened from the feeling of loss after Amane Senpai had left, we discussed our plans for the club on the way to the school next morning. Katori Agaha and I all felt the same. Stupid R in there, throwing me off. All felt the same about continuing the activities of the soaring club. Fuck yeah, time to start doing some recruiting drives. Let's go. Next time we'll definitely fly there. It's that passage of clouds. It was still a little further to our dream that we have yet to fulfill. However, it was almost within our grasp. With that experience, it was no longer just a dream. We all had a precise objective now. All three of us could clearly imagine this in our minds. That's why we didn't have time to feel down. What awaited us was an unbelievable scene. What?
これ
What? Heavy machinery had smashed a hole in the wall of the garage and was crushing the roof behind the no entry sign.
嘘。
What?
なんでよ。
Katori and Agaha were at a loss for words before such a horrifying spectacle. I stood there in a daze, frantically trying to grasp what was going on here. But there was no way I could comprehend it. Yeah? What the fuck? The place where we were gathering and spending time together every day until yesterday had suddenly been destroyed.
私たちのガレージが。
My knees were trembling. It felt like all the strength I had left my body, and yet an intense rage surged from within. What the hell is this? I approached the man who seemed to be the foreman, but he only made a troubled face. Of course, these people had only been dispatched here by someone to do the demolition work. But I had no other outlet for my emotions. Why are you doing this?
どうもこうもないだろう。最初からそういう約束だったはずだぞ。
タピオカ。
Tapioca! Tapioca was glaring at me as if to say that the workers aren't the ones I should be talking with. That is, if I had any complaints, I should talk to him. Oh, then I'll tell him, alright. What the fuck's the meaning of this?
さっき言った通りだ。夏休みが終わればソアリング部は廃部。ここは取り壊される予定だった。
まだ私たちがいるのに。
部活動と認められるには人数が足りんだろう。今まで多めに見てやってたんだ。
Bitch, you better get fucked, boy. We're about to have enough members. We fucking just flew, in case you didn't know, bitch.
そんなの横暴です。私たちには部活動をする自由が認められてるはずです。
活動したければ勝手にやれ。同好会としてな。
Tapioca, you son of a...
葵。
I almost jumped at him without thinking, but Agaha stopped me at the last moment.
葵。ダメだよ。
She shook her head in frustration.
工事の邪魔はするなよ。もっとも、もう手遅れだろうがな。
With those words, Tapioca left. We stared dumbfoundedly at the demolition work. Like he said, we were already too late.
やっとやりたいことが見つかったのに。こ こんなのないよ。
Agatha hardly said anything. She just quietly watched the garage being demolished. And I...
お、ちょっと葵くん。
I climbed over the no-entry fence and walked into the garage.
ちょっと君、何してるの？危ないよ。
The foreman from before rushed over, flustered. Excuse me just a moment, you fuckface, I said, and I pushed him aside. Then I stepped into the half-destroyed garage. The foreman hurriedly stopped the machinery.
葵くん。葵。
The inside of the garage was crushed. All of our memories were smashed to smithereens. I rummaged through it emotionlessly and picked up the things I was looking for. Sorry about that. It's okay now. I bowed my head to the workers and stepped outside the no-entry sign. Let's go. I'm sure he got the plans and whatever else he needed.
葵くん。それは
The designs that Amane Senpai sketched. Yesterday, she said that she completed them.
あまねちゃんの設計図。
And the photo frame that was decorating Senpai's desk. Inside was the photo that had stirred us all into action. It's not over yet. Mustering all my bravery, I faced them with a smile as bright as the midsummer sun. I won't let it end like this. We will definitely fly in our glider. Tori, who was about to cry, smiled at me. Agatha's depressed expression also lit up with a smile again. Yeah, fuck that guy. Let's go. A giant what the fuck? Who says this word? A giant cumulonimbus was drifting in the clear blue sky. I guess that's a kind of cloud. It is said that tops of such clouds sometimes extend up to the stratosphere, which means that they are updrafts that reach high. Our dream isn't over yet, bitch. It begins right here. Second intro to the game. That's what it feels like right now, doesn't it? Holy moly. What the? I was kidding. Apparently the game wasn't. Intro number 2 done. Good lord. Well, if you thought the first part was the intro, and then we had an intro, and then we have another intro to the intro. Good lord, dude. I guess we're watching this again. I think this is a little different than last time, though. Anyway, Agatha. Of course. Yep. Amane. Got the twins, which we haven't really met personally yet, but Aso and Kosu. Tabari, hello. Hikaru, hello. Akari, hello. Kanako, hello. Tatsuya, hello. Matsutsugu. This is still absurd that we're hitting another intro. The hell? You can't fly like that. That's not how it works, Katori. Some anime-ass intro shit. Alrighty then. Huh. Well, that happened. Wow. This shit is nuts, man. The layout of this novel, this game, whatever, is ridiculous. So now what? Where do we start from here? I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I know what we want to do, but where do we start, you know? Build a new garage? Get members? Like, where do we start? I literally don't know what to say anymore. That garage crushing thing fucking threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that in a million years, dude. What the heck? That got me out of nowhere. For real, though. I literally almost got choked up just seeing that happen. I was like, are you serious? After all that, and then it just happens the next day? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Anyway, now what? Like I said, now what? Don't tell Katori that happened. By the way, is this wait? Where are we?
やっぱりここだったわね。
Okay.
夜ちゃん、そろそろ帰らないと夕飯に遅れるわよ。でも、もうちょっとだけ。
I guess these girls are gonna start getting super more important now.
待ってても無駄よ。もう現れないわ。え？どうしてわかるの？あれから一度も飛んでないじゃない。滑走路を見に行ってみたけど、雑草が生い茂ってて使わでも今日学校で聞いたんだけど、あの人たちうちの学校のスワリング部だったんだって。あのグライダーで飛んでた人たちが？そうよ、うちの学校の部活動だったってわけ。東大元暮らしとはこのことね。
It's like we didn't even know about this? God damn it.
ってことは私も頼めば入れてもらえるかもしれないんだ。残念でした。スワリング部はとっくに廃部になってたわ。伝説の先輩とやらが引退してそのままね。そうなんだ。飛ばないのはそのせいよ。だからもうここで待ってても意味ないの。さあ帰りましょう。私お腹が空いちゃった。
So hungry.
そっか。もう飛ばないんだ。
Not anytime soon, anyways. But it doesn't mean never. Sky so blue it almost hurts the eyes, and a giant I can't even read this word. Cumulonimbus was towering up there. Cicadas were singing loudly at the end of their lives. At the end of their lives? And the plants, showered in the sunlight, were overgrowing. Summer has come again! Wait, what? It's already been the whole school term? Holy shit. It's so hot. I complained while hanging the sheets on the clothesline. In this heat, they should be dry by lunchtime. While saying that, I gazed at the distant cumulonimbus. It's said that when a cumulonimbus, aka a huge column of clouds, becomes especially enormous, its top can reach up to the stratosphere. The altitude record for gliders has also reached the stratosphere. Both of these facts are hard to believe at first. Ohayo! As I took the sheets out of the wash basket, I heard a voice from behind. It was Agatha. I know. I'm not done yet. Can you wait inside? Oh, hey everybody. It's been a while. Oh. Did what arrive?
おはようござい。どうしたの皆さんお揃いで。なんだ、アゲハか。
Just Agatha.
ドキドキしたよ。
What are they waiting on?
なになんでがっかりしてんの？ついに来るのよ。
What are you waiting on?
何が？新しい冷蔵庫が。
Oh.
よく頑張ってくれたわ、水瀬くん。私たちもう無理だと思ってたもの。もう狭いスペースを奪い合ってジュースを冷やす必要ない。
Everyone's so excited for the new fridge. They're like, dude, we have space for all our juices.
はあ。うちの冷蔵庫、年号が昭和の時代から使われてる全盛期の遺物だったからね。
You don't say.
もうずっと調子悪くて気がつくと電源が切れてるなんてことしょっちゅう。
でもこれで高いアイスを溶かしてしまう痛ましい事故もなくなるわよ。
Damn ice cream melting. God damn it.
この間小鳥ちゃんのハーゲンダッチ全滅しちゃった
Fucking A, man. Don't waste my ice cream like that.
それは悲劇ね。
That is a disaster indeed. The food won't spoil anymore and the electric bill will be cheaper. That's good news for the owner as well. I explained when I joined everyone after I had finished hanging up the laundry.
でもなかなか OK 出なかったんでしょ？
Yeah, well, I was the one who was negotiating with the owner, but getting to this point wasn't exactly a smooth process. Aside from the owner, her sons also opposed the idea of buying a new fridge because they want to get rid of the Flying Fish Manor as soon as possible. I persistently continued the negotiations and finally won.
水瀬くんのおかげだよ。
I know, I'm awesome.
そうそう。寮母さん
He's the best mom I've ever had. Nah, not really.
おばあちゃん言ってたよ。葵くんはよくやってくれてるって。
By old lady, she meant the owner.
そのおかげだと思うよ。
Then the doorbell rang. All the boarders got excited.
失礼します。
The guy from the electronics store came straight in and let out a surprised voice when he saw all the girls, plus one boy, lined up here.
冷蔵庫お
He's like,
届けに上がりました。
oh. Girls everywhere, dude. Might just take my time installing that shit. Please install it over here. Could you also take away the old one? The new fridge will be installed in the dining hall, and the old one will be taken away for recycling. After I sign the receipt, I'll leave the rest to you.
はいよ。
I told Kaneko-san to take care of it and left the dormitory. Okay.
葵、電車乗り遅れちゃうよ。
Wait, where are we going? Oh, sorry.
いいな。私も行きたかった。
Tori said hesitantly.
会長の私がお留守番なんて。しょうがないじゃん。今日は小鳥、あんちゃんとこの手伝いがあるんだから。分かってるわよ。
1 year has passed since the Soaring Club has had its status revoked. So it's been a whole goddamn year? Holy shit, okay. And now summer had come around again. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but Jesus, man. What have they been doing this whole time? That's what I want to know.
急がないとね。私らの
I wonder what they've had, you know, in the mix the whole time. Yeah. They got a plan, apparently. We couldn't get approval to revive the club, and although we were functioning as a circle, under Tapioca's surveillance, carrying out our activities within the school became effectively impossible. Just now, Tori had proudly called herself a leader. Since she was the second in charge before, she was supposed to rightfully inherit the club president title. However, since we've been demoted to a circle, she's just the circle leader. Looks like Katori has really taken a liking to that title. She said, doesn't leader actually sound more remarkable than president? Anyway, back to the point, we don't have a clubhouse or a glider. But there are things that we can do. One of those things was a part-time job. I decided to continue my dorm mother job even after the owner had recovered. I was getting some money from my mom for work. We were using it to cover the expenses of our activities. Agatha and Katori were working at Anchan's workshop. They didn't receive wages, but they were getting paid in glider materials. Hell yeah! Factories can get those more cheaply, and they chose good quality materials, so it was a big help. From now on, our plans will require large amounts of materials like FRP. And now Agatha and I are heading to the location of another kind of our activities. It's a gliding center, 2 hours away by train. I frequently visit it, doing flight training all the time. A few days ago, I finally got my long-awaited pilot's license. Kick ass! It was pretty hard work, but with this I can fly my glider by myself. Agatha has been coming with me when she had spare time to familiarize herself with aircrafts and help with the maintenance. Tori comes too, but she always just watches. She could go for a flight with a local pilot, but she stubbornly refused. It's okay. I'll fly with Aoi-kun. It seems she still remembers the promise I made to her before. Of course, I also secretly remembered it. We had a goal: to improve an aircraft according to the designs that Amane-senpai had left behind, and then to use this glider to fly above the passage of clouds. Hell yeah.
過去のデータと照らし合わせてみたけど、今年の気象条件はモーニンググローリーの発生した年によく似てる。来るかもしれないのね。可能性はあるってこと。
We don't know whether it'll come or not. It appeared last year, so it would have been more natural to think that it wouldn't come again this year. But
来なかった時のことなんか考えるだけ無駄だもん。
yeah, dude, just gotta have the glider ready for when it
前に
does.
進みましょう。
That's why we need to prepare for it flawlessly. When I looked up, I saw a sky so blue that it almost hurt my eyes, and a cumulonimbus towering above us. This sky seemed to stretch infinitely high. A full-fledged summer was about to begin. Aww, snap! This is very interesting to me, all of a sudden. This whole session of recording has gotten pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it got pretty engrossing, and I've gotten immersed in it a little bit more than I have been recently. Still no goddamn choices, or barely any goddamn choices, I should say, but at least there's been eventful things. Anyway, a strong wind blew against the classroom windows. Luckily, it hasn't started raining yet, but there were already signs of an incoming storm outside. According to the weather forecast, the typhoon will be passing over Kazagara this evening around 10 o'clock.
超大型の台風だそうだ。 すでに西の方じゃ暴風雨の被害が出ている。というわけで午後からは休校。寄り道せずにまっすぐ帰れよ。
Everyone responded to the teacher's warning with a lively yes. Why was everyone so excited by this unplanned break from school?
外すごいよ。ほらほら、木の枝が
Look at the trees, they're gonna break! Huh, you're right.
あんたね、子供じゃないんだから台風、ほっといてよ。
It's exciting! I can be blown away, you know, like Dorothy in Wizard of Oz. Right, Aoi-kun? Asked Katori as she turned to me seeking approval. Well, it is pretty exciting. In the past, didn't you get scolded for wanting to go outside whenever a typhoon came? You held the edge of your raincoat and spread it, and jumped around pretending to be flying a squirrel, remember?
それは子供の頃の話でしょ。へえ、アゲハってそんな子だったんだ。
Yeah, that's how she was.
昔はよ。今はもう大人ですから。
Uh-huh. I wonder.
何よ。
Yeah, whatever. Let's get back already. I have to return right away and do maintenance on that shabby dormitory.
今度こそ飛ばされちゃうかもね。
Due to frequent typhoons, our Flying Fish Manor suffered a lot of damage. Part of the roof was blown away, the walls were peeling off, and the rotten shutters were broken, and so forth. It was on the verge of collapsing.
私も手伝いに行くよ。いつもお世話になってるしね。
Sorry for the trouble. That'd be a big help. We were in our 3rd year now, but we ended up in the same class again. It's not clear if it's a coincidence or if someone was being considerate towards us. It lacked the flavor of a fresh start, but to be honest, I was really happy that we could have classes together again. As we went into the hallway and waited for the elevator...
そこの皆さん。
Oh, you again. Somebody called out from behind. Ah, hello. Hey, President. Hello. It was Kumui Akari-san, the former vice president and now president of the student council. What up, girl? She became the new president a few days ago after the student council elections. Can we help you?
ええ、少し聞きたいことがあるの。あなた方、ソアリング同好会の皆
That's
さん。
us. What up? The president's remark made us flinch on the inside.
何かしら？
What do you want? Katori moved forward as our representative. She's also a leader, but only of a circle. However, she doesn't lose to Akari-san in terms of her firm attitude.
ここじゃなんだから、生徒会室までご同行願
What
え
do
な
you
い
want?
かしら。
She gave us a mildly threatening glaze. Crap. She definitely found out.
どうしよ
We had a little secret that we didn't want the student council president to discover.
う。それは今じゃないといけないのかしら？
That's a good question.
外は台風
Are
だ
we
し
supposed to go home?
先生から寄り道せずに帰るよう言われたばかりなの。
Nice comeback, Katori.
時間は取らせないわ。軽い質問にイエスかノ
Then
ーで
ask
答
us
えて
here
もら
and
うだけでいい
now.
の。
Katori couldn't help groaning at the president's "you know what this is all about" attitude. At that moment, the elevator arrived to our rescue. Without a moment's delay, I pushed Katori's wheelchair into the open door. Sorry, President, we're in a hurry, so we'll talk another time.
こら、待ちなさい。
If we don't hurry back through the repairs, our shabby dormitory will fall to pieces. With those words that actually weren't a lie, I defiantly pushed the close door button in the elevator.
明日、生徒会室に出頭する
I'll
ように。
think about it, bye!
いいわね。
Kari-san's angry voice chased us through the gap in the closing door. The grass that Katori plucked and threw danced in the air, blown away by the wind.
クワクワ。
Quack, quack!
ダメよ、ハット。外に出ちゃう。あんた太ってるけどチビだからきっと飛ばされちゃうわ。
This is very true.
わあ。
Hey, you, stop playing around and help us too. Came back in a hurry and mobilized all boarders to help with the maintenance. The windstorm was even stronger than we were returning from school. Than when we were returning from school, and the walls of the old dormitory were screaming in protest.
ねえ、さっきのあかりさんの話って。
What is
やっぱり
that? I'm
あれ
curious.
かな。
Agatha asked anxiously. Well, that's what it looked like.
どうするの？どうするの？こうするの？しらばっくれるしかないでしょ。
What have they done? Tori cut in as she rubbed the top of her head that had just been chopped.
だよね。
We had a secret. It would be a huge mess if that new straight-laced student council president found out about it.
もしバレても堂々としてりゃいいのよ。あんたのその根拠のない自信が羨ましいわ。そんな ことよりさ、台風の日って燃えるよ
So,
ね。
I'm curious what the secret is. Hello?
肉踊るよね。
Tori was in high spirits and excitedly spread both hands up in the air. What a carefree girl. I'm worried that the shabby dormitory might get blown away, you know? With those words, I threw some repair materials down on Tori's lap. Take these to Yuka-san and the others.
はーい、行くわよ、ハット。わあ。
Without putting up any resistance, Katori went towards the other boarders. She's also changed a lot during that year. When I first came here, she hardly spoke to the other boarders at all, but now she talks with them normally. Back then, she was complicating everything with her obstinacy. I think the way she is now is the real Katori. The boarders are all nice people at heart. As soon as Katori started being honest, they immediately accepted her. And thus, Flying Fish Manor has been so peaceful lately. Okay, guess I'm done here. I was about to head to the next place when my cell phone rang. I took it out. Mom was displayed on the screen. Damn it, Mom! Hello?
もしもし葵
Hey,
だ
Mom.
けど
What's the matter?
台風来てるでしょ。大丈夫かなと思って
Haven't blown away yet, Mom. Don't worry, I'm doing the maintenance with everyone's help.
あ、助かるわ。あんたが働き者で
If you think so, why don't you bump up my wages?
考えとくわ。
She always just leaves it like that. Leaves it at that.
ところで葵相談があるんだけど
What's that? Discuss? What's that? I asked while her tone gave me a rather bad premonition.
明日から新しい寮生が
New
入った
boarders? What? What? Aga, who was standing right next to me, got surprised by my sudden shout.
というわけだからよろしくね
Mom, that wasn't a discussion at all. It was already decided? It's troublesome to hear something like that all of a sudden.
急な話だったんだからしょうがないでしょ部屋があるんだから
I mean, it's
問題ない
true, but I gotta
は
get the rooms ready, and the place is falling apart, and what the fuck, man? There aren't any that can be used right away.
あったでしょ2階の2人部屋
That's... I got flustered.
明日からだから頼んだわよ
Ah, wait! She hung up on her end. If I call back, she probably won't answer.
どうしたの？
Agatha asked anxiously while peering at my stunned face from below. New boarders are coming tomorrow. She told me to use the double room on the second floor, but
ああ、そりゃまずいわね。
is that where their secret is hiding? We have to move that thing by tomorrow. But there's a storm outside. What are we gonna do? What are we moving? Well, as much as I would like to continue this, I'm going to stop right here, guys. I'm literally right at the 3-hour mark on my recording. I didn't expect to actually go for this long, but once all that flying thing happened, I had to see it through. And I'm just trying to been going long enough to like round out an episode here, but I think this is where I need to stop. My voice is getting tired. I've read enough for today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this story. It's starting to get a little bit more like interesting. I'm getting a little more involved in the story personally. Like I'm getting a little more immersed into it a little bit, even though we barely done any goddamn choices. So hopefully there's more choices coming upon us someday, because otherwise, again, what's the point of this being a visual novel if there's not any like branching choices? It's still a good story, like, don't get me wrong, but might as well just all be voice acted and then I just watch it like a movie if that's the point, or if that's the case. Regardless of that, enough babbling from me. Next time on If My Heart Had Wings, we will see how we handle the rest of this typhoon and figure out exactly what are we hiding from the club president. Is it what we're hiding in the room, or is that just a whole nother thing? And who are these new boarders? Are they going to be the twin girls? I'm thinking it's a double room. That might be exactly who it is. So, regardless of what happens, I will see you guys next time. Peace!